Did you know there are Asian countries today where it's now much easier to get a US green card? Way easier than you might think. Astonished face, if you're from one of these countries, your chances of living, working, or even staying permanently in the US are surprisingly high, whether through family sponsorship, skilled work, or special immigration programs. But the big question is, which countries have the advantage in US immigration? In this video, let's break down the top 5 Asian countries that can easily get a US green card. And who knows, you might be next in line to become a legal US resident. Number 5. India. When it comes to Asian countries with a strong chance of getting a US green card, India definitely leads the pack. In fact, year after year, India receives the highest number of employment-based green cards granted by the United States. This is because a large number of highly skilled Indian professionals work in sectors that are in high demand, such as IT, engineering, healthcare, and finance. US-based companies, including giants like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and Apple, frequently sponsor Indian workers through the H-1B visa program, which often leads to a green card. Many Indians already have a strong presence in these fields, making it easier for them to qualify and get employer sponsorship. But employment isn't the only pathway. India also ranks high when it comes to family-based immigration, with an estimated 4 to 5 million Indian Americans living in the US. Family petitions are extremely common. American citizens and green card holders of Indian descent regularly file petitions for their spouses, children, parents, and even siblings. This has created a solid support network in the US, which helps new immigrants adjust, find jobs, and successfully navigate the immigration process. The Indian American community is well established, and this makes the US more welcoming for new arrivals from India. Although there is a backlog in green card processing, especially in the family-based categories, Indians still have a high approval rate, especially under employment-based petitions. Most Indian immigrants are well-educated, fluent in English, and professionally experienced, all of which are key advantages when applying for permanent residency. The Indian diaspora in the US is thriving, with many Indians succeeding in tech, medicine, business, and even government. So if we're talking about countries with strong and realistic pathways to a US green card, India absolutely deserves a spot on this list. Oh wait, before we continue, I want to know, do you agree with this topic? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, tell us where you're watching from so we can see how far this video has reached. Number 4. South Korea. South Korea might be famous for K-pop and K-dramas, but did you know it's also one of the top Asian countries with a smooth pathway to a US green card? Many South Koreans enter the US on H-1B work visas, which are often a stepping stone to permanent residency. These visas are given to highly skilled professionals in fields like tech, business, education, and science. Because of South Korea's strong education system, many Korean professionals are well qualified and competitive, making them ideal candidates for employer sponsorship in the US. Another big advantage for South Koreans is their strong presence in US universities. Every year, thousands of South Korean students enroll in American schools, and many of them transition from student visas F1 to work visas H-1B after graduation. Once they secure a job and gain valuable experience, it becomes much easier for US employers to sponsor them for a green card. This education to employment pipeline has become one of the most common and successful immigration paths for South Koreans. Lastly, what sets South Korea apart is its excellent diplomatic relationship with the United States. As a longtime ally, South Korea benefits from mutual visa agreements and high approval rates in several professional and employment-based immigration categories. U.S. immigration policies often view South Korean applicants positively, especially when it comes to legal, skilled, and employment-based entries. With a strong education system, global workforce presence, and favorable U.S. ties, South Korea clearly deserves its place on this list. Number 3. Singapore isn't just known as one of the wealthiest and most advanced countries in Asia, it also ranks high among the easiest countries in Asia to get a U.S. green card. One major reason is that Singaporeans are highly educated and fluent in English, making them extremely attractive in the U.S. job market. Their strong background in fields like finance, technology, healthcare, and engineering means they are often sought after by U.S. employers. Many Singaporeans are graduates of top universities either locally or abroad, which gives them an advantage when applying for employment-based green cards. But what truly sets Singapore apart is its special immigration advantage through bilateral agreements with the United States. The U.S.-Singapore Free Trade Agreement (USSFTA) allows for easier and faster processing of business and professional visas, especially the E1 and E2 visas. While these are not direct green card paths, they often serve as a stepping stone for Singaporeans who want to stay longer and eventually apply for permanent residency. Additionally, Singapore nationals are highly favored in employment-based green card categories due to the country's strong economic and professional reputation on the global stage. Lastly, Singaporeans have a very clean immigration record, which is something the U.S. immigration system values. Their low overstay rates and high visa compliance make them trustworthy applicants in the eyes of U.S. authorities. All of this, education, skill set, strong U.S.-Singapore relations, and immigration reliability, makes Singapore one of the most eligible and respected Asian countries when it comes to securing a U.S. green card. It's not just possible, it's highly likely for qualified Singaporeans. If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future uploads. Also, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about this topic. We're all ears. Number 2. Malaysia is one of the most underrated countries when it comes to U.S. immigration opportunities, but make no mistake, Malaysians have a strong edge. Many Malaysians are highly skilled professionals, especially in fields like technology, engineering, healthcare, and education. With English being widely spoken and part of the educational system in Malaysia, most Malaysian professionals have excellent communication skills, a huge plus in the U.S. job market. This makes them ideal candidates for employment-based green cards, particularly the EB2 and EB3 categories. American companies that sponsor foreign talent often view Malaysians as job-ready and adaptable. Another major reason Malaysia stands out is the high conversion rate from student visas to green cards. A significant number of Malaysian students pursue higher education in the U.S., and after graduation, many of them are hired by American employers through optional practical training. From there, they often transition to an H-1B work visa and eventually secure green cards through employer sponsorship. This smooth educational to employment pipeline has made Malaysia one of the quiet success stories in U.S. immigration, with many young Malaysians establishing long-term careers and even citizenship in America. On top of that, Malaysians benefit from lower green card processing backlogs compared to other Asian countries like India or China. That means faster approval times for petitions and a more predictable immigration timeline. Plus, the U.S. and Malaysia maintain strong diplomatic and economic ties, which helps in areas like visa approvals, academic exchange programs, and business partnerships. With a combination of global-ready talent, strong English skills, and smoother immigration pathways, Malaysia definitely earns its place on this list. as one of the top Asian countries where getting a U.S. green card is not just possible, but highly achievable. Number 1. Philippines. When it comes to Asian countries that have the easiest pathway to getting a U.S. green card, the Philippines absolutely tops the list, and for good reason. The deep historical ties between the U.S. and the Philippines go all the way back to the early 1900s, when the Philippines was once a U.S. colony. Because of this long-standing relationship, the two countries have developed strong immigration connections, making it easier for Filipinos to move to the U.S. The Philippines consistently ranks as one of the top countries in family-based green card approvals, thanks to the millions of Filipino Americans who petition their relatives every year. If you have family in the U.S., chances are you've already got a foot in the door. Filipinos also stand out in the employment-based green card category, especially in the healthcare sector. Thousands of Filipinos are currently working in the U.S. as nurses, caregivers, physical therapists, and other medical professionals, all of which are considered high-demand occupations. American hospitals and care homes are constantly recruiting talent directly from the Philippines, offering work visas that can eventually lead to green cards. And with strong English proficiency, adaptability, and a culture of compassion and hard work, Filipinos are highly valued in the U.S. workforce. This makes them excellent candidates for employment sponsorship and long-term immigration. What also sets the Philippines apart is the presence of special immigration programs, particularly for Filipino World War II veterans and their families, which offer faster and prioritized green card processing. But beyond veterans, the Philippines benefits from a vast and supportive Filipino-American community across the U.S., making the transition easier for new immigrants. From job opportunities to housing and legal advice, many Pinoys find strong networks of help once they arrive. In short, if you're Filipino, whether through family ties or professional qualifications, your chances of getting a green card are among the best in Asia. That's why the Philippines proudly takes the #1 spot on our list. So there you have it, the top 5 Asian countries that have the best chances of getting a U.S. green card. Did your country make the list? Or do you think we missed one? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe for more eye-opening content like this, and tap the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.